Hello and welcome tonight to the missing live stream. Um, Still cold in Alabama. Got the fire going again. Little housekeeping before we go into this tonight. I'm gonna tell about a couple of missing cases involving babies, and then we're going to discuss the Morphew case and what are rumors and what are facts. Um, One little thing is
I'm sorry.
my wife actually is trying to get her internet to work so we can pull her up in here. One thing I want to discuss is the last video we had, last live stream we had, somebody got on there and said that they needed my email to send me because they knew exactly where the body was and had all this information to give me. And when I talked to this person, I gradually got to thinking that it's either Barry's friend, the military guy, or it is total bull manure. He kept saying that, sent me some gray pictures and couldn't tell anything what they were. I sent them to somebody I consider an expert in the field, and they said it looked like somebody was inside a room with many blinds in the background, so they felt like it was not accurate. And then they claimed they had, and he's probably listening now, he claimed they had some pictures that made him cry like a baby. He said he had spent all this time in the military, and I said, well, go ahead and show them to me. Basically, he's afraid I couldn't handle it. And I told him that I'd worked law enforcement 33 years and seen all kinds of bodies and all types of stages of decay, and I've actually seen airplane crash victims and even people that burn up in airplanes and houses. And so I'm very aware that I don't think that it would be a situation through a picture that I couldn't take. The smell is often the thing that got me, not the actual the visual effect of them. I did not enjoy working death cases. That's no secret. But it was always the smell that got me, not the actual vision of what was going on. So I doubt very seriously there's anything that he could show me that would upset me so greatly to make it where I could not take it. You're on here. Do you got enough light here? I'll put my wife.
Am I in the dark again?
Julie, thank you very much for the donation. We sure appreciate it. You just don't know how much that helps our channel. Thank you very, very much. Oh, Lord. Hey, Dana.
I'm incognito.
You're incognito. That's funny. You're going to see me incognito later on. I'm going to show them a picture of me.
Oh, goodness. I look awful.
Gracie, baby.
Gracie, hush.
But anyway, he refused to go further to show me these pictures, so I'm calling him out right now and saying he's probably Barry or one of his people trying to muddy the water. That's my opinion.
Tommy, Stitchy wants to know, have you heard anything from Echo Lloyd's daughter since the live?
I have not, but I know someone that is working pretty much daily talking to them, and a lot of stuff is happening up there, and I hope we have a report on that within the next week here. There is, way I understand it, it's looking, some of the investigation is pointing towards that neighbor. Not 100% yet, but that's what I think. And also maybe that there's some other things working up there, and I don't want to get into it and spoil the thunder, but they assured me that a lot of stuff is really going to come out on that. It's not as clear cut as you might think of somebody just disappearing. I think there's a lot of things working up there. That whole area's got some problems. So I tried to get them to come on tonight, but they said they want to hash out some things first and find out before we say exactly what happened. But I think they're leaning that way anyway. Um, let me see where I'm at. I did want to discuss a couple of things before we go into our live stream and talk about what I want to talk about. There's an Amber Alert on an infant. It canceled, so maybe. Oh, I think what the deal was, they have one of these guys in jail. They put an Amber Alert out of this baby. It says here, statewide Amber Alert in Texas, missing infants since September 18th was canceled Friday, but the search for the month-old boy continues. In other words, they got the guy they were looking for. They put him in jail. Antoine. This baby's got 4 names. I'm going to read them by the, it's Armaindre, Antoine Marquise, last name Argumon, last seen on September the 18th in southwest Narcissus. I think this is in Texas. Yes, it's in Texas. They got the guy, so they were supposedly left with the baby, but they have not found the baby, and he's not talking. This is the infant. The name's there at the top. It's going to be very hard, per se, to find this child by the pictures. What I would tell everybody is if you have a neighbor that suddenly
got
a baby or somebody that had not been pregnant and shows up with a child, I would question that and maybe call authorities and just kind of drop a bug in their ear. Maybe they need to go out and check this situation. It's just that's the only way that particular thing, baby's going to be found unless they have an informant that comes through. Now, I've been very busy talking to this guy all day, and he's just over and over and over about this stuff.
Oh, Julie, thank you.
Yes. Julie, thank you. Doctor, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. But I've been doing with this guy all day, and he kind of disrupted me. This is one I want to talk about. This is out of my own state. Autumn and her child, they say, are safe, but their location is unknown. And I talked to one mother that said, well, I've got a daughter in that same situation that that is at least safe. I know she's safe, and so I let her live where she wants to live. She's 16 or 17. If you're that parent, that's up to you. But they're saying, well, the media basically, it's in Alabama, Beauregard, Alabama. The media is still putting it out there. Sheriff's Department still got a pickup on her. And here's the thing. We don't know if she's being forced to be with somebody. We don't know if she's being held against her will. Supposedly, they ran into the girl at a dollar store, and the girl said that she's okay. She just didn't want to come home. But the baby was not with her. So I just don't understand that. And they want to do a welfare check and on their baby. But you don't understand. In Alabama, until you're 19 years of age, you are not able to decide if you want to live at home or not. And that's pretty much in every state. Even to join the Army, you have to get your parents to sign for you until you're 19, because in Alabama, for instance, you cannot enter into a contract until you're 19. What that means is you go out there and somebody is stupid enough to sell you a car at 17 or 18, you could basically do what you want to. They cannot force you to honor the contract. So I had a friend. I still have a friend. She's still my friend. I don't say I had a friend. She's still my friend. You got
one friend.
I do have one friend, but I had a friend. I have a friend, and she had a daughter. She didn't have custody of her daughter. Her ex had custody of the daughter. Well, when the daughter was 18 years old, the daughter says, "I want to go live with my mama," and the ex says, "No, sorry." So they took him back to court. She says, "Hey, judge, I'm 18 years old. I want to go live with my mama." He says, "Sorry about that." In Alabama, it's 19. So she had to stay a whole year back with her natural father before she could actually go live with her mother. Now, I'm not saying that the father was bad, the mother was good, and all this. I'm just saying the law is, until you're 19 years of age in Alabama, you don't have the authority to say how you want to live. And I'm not saying that's always right, but that is the law. And this girl, I say she is, I think, 16, 17. She's not old enough to be out on her own. And she's not wanting to come home. And they just need to basically pick her up, check the safety of the child and the safety of the girl, make sure she's getting the right doctor's appointments and the child has the right medical stuff on him. And I understand there's a medication issue involved in this also. So anyway, they need to try to find her and make sure she's safe, no matter what she's saying there. Make sure the baby is in complete healthy condition and that she's safe. And unfortunately, and I know a lot of people may disagree and say, well, she's old enough to have a baby. She's old enough to live on her own. Maybe, but that's not the law. And if you're going to follow the law, you got to follow the law 100%. That's the police in me,
Okay.
You do. What?
You need a haircut. You keep messing with it. You need a haircut. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
We'll see.
Y'all tell him he needs a haircut.
Now, if I was looking like this, I'd need a haircut, right?
I don't.
What are you thinking? Me throwing my hair out like this? Yeah, I'm going to vote. No, actually,
that does not look as good on you as it does on Brittany.
That was actually a wig that my wife picked up today.
I didn't pick it up. Brittany did.
Brittany picked it up. Our friends of ours that's found her shop.
See, Mariah said, please get a haircut. Well, she said, please do that, which I'm assuming will be a haircut.
No,
please let it be a haircut.
I will sometime. Now we're going to talk about let me go over here and check my mail and see if I have another. I have a notice that I have something up on my mail.
Mandy. I think it was Mandy. Let me make sure. I don't want to call the wrong person. Mandy has 23 inches of snow.
Wow.
Yeah. She hasn't built a snowman or an igloo.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's nice to look at until you get out there and have to work in it, and then it's no fun no more. I just read, my email popped up and said I had another email. I thought it was from this guy, but what it was, and it was a sad email, a mother in Texas killed her 2-year-old daughter and then disguised a doll to look like her. That's crazy. I don't understand that. Listen, people, I'm going to tell you this right now. If you don't want your child, we personally know people that want to adopt them. We have actually helped place a couple of kids that were coming up. The teenagers did not want to have children. So instead of abortion, they chose life. We helped them place their children with a family, and they got great They have real great families loving it on their kids tonight. And I just hate to see somebody do something like that. A 2-year-old, you know.
Listen, if you don't want your babies, bring them to me. Put them on the front porch, knock on the door, and walk away. Maggie will let me know you're there.
Yeah, but we won't do it legally, though. You know,
I don't care if it keeps them alive. I don't care. I'll do it illegally.
No, we'll do it legally. We're not going to do anything.
I mean, if
illegal.
we can get them illegally and then make them legal.
Well, you don't do that kind of.
You know what I mean? Trying to save a baby's life. Don't
I understand, but we don't do anything illegal.
No. A lady left 2-year-old at Goodwill with a note and a change of clothes. I wish I'd have been there.
Yeah. T.S. Jackson.
He's talking to MH.
Okay. All right, let's talk a little bit about...
Hey, Brittany's right. The fire departments in most cities will take them with no questions asked. You can drop your child and walk away.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Don't do it, Brittany.
What? What?
I told her, don't do it, Brittany.
What? Don't do what?
Drop her kids at the fire.
Oh, no. She's got great kids.
She has got beautiful kids.
Beautiful kids. Okay, tonight we want to talk a little bit about what is fact and what is fiction in the Morphew case. One thing is that person that was sending me that email today tried to muddy the water with me and say that it was cartel. It's a cartel, and that possibly this guy, Psycho, that they found, they got down there near Arizona and Utah, came up here on this road, possibly, and got a hold of Suzanne. Now, you know how stupid that sounds? First off, he's way down there in the other end of the state. He didn't kill anybody that we know of anywhere but around where he lived. And why just come up in this side road away from everything and decide to take somebody and murder them? To me, that's just stupid. I just can't say it enough. You know, but plus, let me just tell you, if you want to write me an email, the email's right down here, talk to me about anything, but it was like he was teasing me the whole time. He's got these pictures that I can't watch, and blah, 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 and yet he never had them. So I don't believe he ever had them to begin with. I asked him to lose my email, basically, because I felt like he was just a bunch of bull. All right, it's unclear. It's unclear how long Suzanne had been gone before a neighbor reported her missing. Investigators say that she's unlikely to have been attacked by an animal. You know, Barry threw that out there. Oh, she probably got attacked by a lion in the daytime. You know, that's strange enough as it is, but there was no evidence that there was a lion that attacked her. No torn clothing, no blood trail, no the fact that there would have been a blood trail to start with, and that dragging an injured person through the woods, and there's no drag marks, and to top that off, an animal doesn't drag them so far away that he probably wouldn't have been found, you know? And the person that actually introduced the fact that she was supposedly riding a bicycle was Barry himself. He asked the neighbor after she went and checked and couldn't get anybody to the door, although all the cars were there. Is the bike there? So he introduced that theory right off the bat. There's no one that saw. Fact is, I'm going to go through here. I'm not going to go in order, but one fact is, no one saw her on the bicycle. Nobody. And just because a bicycle was found does not mean that she ever rode it. to where the bicycle was found. That doesn't mean anything. Okay? Family members say the husband was in Denver when she disappeared and offering a reward for a safe return. And like I said, hey, I could offer if I knew for a fact that my wife was not going to come back safe. These are all my opinion, folks. If I knew for a fact, I could offer $1 billion reward. I'll offer $1 billion if my wife is brought back safe. If you know she's never coming back safe, easy to do. What you should have done was say, I'll offer that money if she is found, safe, live, or anything, and go out and get a bond on that money, just like he never did. That's what I told him. He never did. They moved down from Indiana to Colorado in 2018. Now, this is a fact, and the fact about it is he isolated her. He put her in a house with no close neighbors. All of her friends were in Indiana. He isolated her. She didn't have many friends. I understand, though, that, and this is, I guess, true, that she was a member of a domestic violence group where they counseled other women about domestic violence. I think that says a whole lot about what she might have been experiencing, in her life herself. And there's more way of domestic violence than just physical violence. You can have mental abuse, verbal abuse, controlling. There's a whole lot of different things, Neighbors describe the community as a place where people keep their doors unlocked. And we're not sure in this case if her doors were unlocked or not. That might be an out for them. Oh my gosh. I'm going to stop here.
What?
Thank you so much.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Y'all are sure a blessing to me and Dana. Sure a blessing. People, I've got emails that say, why stop in the middle of your thought pattern or anything? Well, people give their hard-earned money to our program. I'll gladly stop every single time and say, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. And take what heat that I get in emails, I can handle it. It's also a fact that the Morphews ran a nonprofit charity organization with her husband as a volunteer firefighter. And I don't know what that
Julie, thank you.
What that means.
I'm running down. I'm running late because I'm trying to go back and see if we missed any questions. Sorry, y'all.
Mother's Day, of course, is when all this happened. The bike was reportedly found, according to a report from on the Morphew's bicycle. And I'm not 100% sure who found the bike. I heard that the soldier friend of Barry actually found the bicycle. Can somebody here confirm that? That is what I'm reading. And if that happened, I'm not sure of anything involving him. What part in this he might have played, if any.
Julie, tell your daughter we said thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We know this to be a fact that on July 9th, police returned to do a second search warrant on the home. And what I said before was to get a second search warrant in any case is almost impossible. And I'm telling you this from somebody that has been involved in probably a couple of hundred search warrants or more. I used to do them all. We would do 2 or 3 a week when we were at one of our large departments that we worked at. There was nothing for us to do 1 or 2, or at least I remember 26 weeks in a row. I think we did them 1 a week. So, I've done a bunch of search warrants. And drug search warrants, 99% of mine were drug search warrants. However, I've been on search warrants involving U.S. Customs and U.S. Marshals and FBI and a bunch of other stuff where we've been in there for various of reasons and criminal reasons. And it is almost impossible to get another search warrant. You really, really, really have got to have some probable cause that makes it where you cannot get that evidence without it. So we're not sure what they took. Search warrants were sealed.
Oh my goodness, bless you. That could scare somebody.
Tickling up my nose. The motel room smelled of chlorine and wet towels. Now, we don't have that 100%, but we do have two people that say that they did smell it. Morgan and the other guy that was working to it. I can't think of his name now. And I believe Barry even admitted that he did smell it when he went in the room, which if he brought it with him, I guess he would. But that's is more or less a fact. And that the CBI had went up there and took all of the video that's been reported from up and down around that motel, up in that area. Jeff Bucket, right. Thank you, Mal. Noises late night at the construction site the weekend of her disappearance. Now, we have an old lady I say old lady. Had an older lady. Excuse me, that was rude.
Are you talking about me?
No, the older lady at the construction site.
Oh.
And, well, I'm older than you are. You know that.
You're 10 years.
No, I'm not. Don't you tell that.
You
did not tell that.
Okay, well, you're 10 years, but it's okay.
No, I'm 1 year older.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
But anyway, we the older lady, she heard something outside, an engine running, and she said that she put off getting up and going to the door, but the minute she went out and turned the porch light on, like normal, I mean, everybody does that in the South. I don't know why it is, but you want to look at what's going on, you turn the porch light on, and for whatever reason, might have been somebody over there at that site, just clicks the generator off or clicks the off, something stopped. So that was very, very strange. The GPS on his truck did not match in his statements of where he went that night. Go ahead.
Julie wants to know, do you think there was runaround to confuse the police? Y'all notice I have to raise my hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I tell you, I think that there's a lot of runaround to confuse all of us, to get us in 2 or 3 different directions. I think personally that guy that contacted me by email today was nothing more but a farce, trying to throw us off and look for this guy named Psycho out here doing some deeds, which that's probably the stupidest thing I ever heard. I don't think that he was thinking that far ahead right now. Could be, but I don't think so. I personally don't give him that much credit. Big, huge thing for me is he refused to take a polygraph or a voice analysis, stress analysis. Now, we've talked about this in depth. Polygraph will eliminate you from being a suspect and allow police to go on a different they could look at all these other things. Doesn't make you guilty for not wanting to take it, but it sure makes me kind of wonder. Go ahead.
Dijon says this is old news.
Yes, it's old news, but we are discussing all of the things. That's why the thing was that it says the rumors and facts, and we're going through all of them. We're getting down to where we need to be. If it's old news, I'm sorry.
Veronica's
we just have
on. Hey, Veronica.
Hey, Veronica. Have you heard any word on your nephew at all, Veronica? We're just discussing all of it. Old news and new news.
Okay. MH said, could a IT expert be able to hack his GPS?
Yeah, and I think the FBI has got that now, which would be able to tell. But now, your truck GPS, and the way I understand it was a commercial truck GPS. Well, they can pretty much tell where you've been. And I think that is one piece of their puzzle. When the new DA gets in here, I really feel like that will be a big, big piece of the puzzle. That's what they call circumstantial evidence. And people have been convicted of just circumstantial evidence. Why they don't show the interview that police did with Barry? Well, CBI told Andy that he didn't cooperate with them. Barry said he did 30 hours of interviews. CBI said he did not cooperate, not from early on. Well, they're not going to do that now because police don't want to give away everything they've got yet until they do an indictment. What? Okay,
Lori says, so Barry is a suspect and law enforcement won't investigate anything else until Barry is cleared by taking a lie detector? ?
No, that's not what I said. I'm sure they're looking at all possibilities. But why spend a lot of times this is what happened. They'll ask the husband or the wife, and sometimes both, will you take a polygraph so we can clear you? Because in a lot of cases where you have a daughter or something kidnapped or murdered or missing, and the strange situation, husband and wife, they'll ask the husband, just take a polygraph, and once we clear you, we won't even have to fool with this. Now, it doesn't mean that you completely go off their radar, okay? But if you pass a polygraph or a voice analysis like that, then they don't have to concentrate so much on you. It's like, this is just a small way. Let's say all of us worked in a big factory. And inside this factory, some very expensive piece of equipment was missing. And only us, right here, had immediate access to it. Now, if they would polygraph every one of us in here. And if all of us passed a polygraph, then they would start looking at, okay, who's been in here besides these people? Do we have any maintenance people coming in here at night? Do we have any workers, visitors they would do like this? That's why they do that. But just like if you work for the FBI or any police organization out there, and there's something that has came up or a theft of narcotics or something, they'll polygraph you. And if you refuse to take a polygraph, you're fired. That's end of it. That's what you sign up to do. But if they polygraph you and you pass the polygraph, then they don't have to worry about really concentrating that investigations. They can concentrate it over here or another area over there.
I wouldn't take a polygraph.
Why?
Because I'd be way too nervous. I'd be hyperventilating
No, but you can tell a nervousness from taking the polygraph and then an out lie.
Do they have Suzanne's phone?
I don't know if they do or not. But I think it's one thing. I doubt it. I doubt it because what I think, it's just purely my opinion, but What I think happened was she was on the phone that night with somebody. They'd already been arguing about maybe wanting her to, she was wanting to maybe move back to Indiana or whatever. They'd been on the phone. She was on the phone texting with his friend. And all of a sudden, line goes dead to the friend on texting. The friend tries to text her back, not working. Still tries to text her back, not working. Calls her, not answering the phone. So I doubt very seriously that they have that phone. I would think that the phone is probably in a million pieces, thrown off a bridge somewhere in a creek or something. I doubt that phone will ever be found or burnt, somewhere. I doubt they'll ever find it. Now, that gets me to a later point. I'll do it in a minute. Oh, I'll just go and say it. We know that Barry got upset because Morgan, one of his workers that has worked for him a long time, and his workers had said they were fairly close, turned over her phone to the FBI. Now, why would he get mad at that? Why would he get mad? That is to me, that's always been a big time sticking point for me. Why would he get mad in the search for his wife by Morgan turning her phone over to the FBI? To me, this is one of the hugest things that we have just overlooked in that little statement that she said. I gave my phone to the FBI and gave a statement. He gets mad at me and fires me because I cooperated. Now you think about what that says. Thank you very much. That's Duval Leslie, is that right? Thank you very much. We do appreciate that.
Wouldn't they be able to get the information from the phone company?
Uh, Let me highlight this just a minute. I know psychics, not tarot readers, nor Noreen Reiner, has been many times said it's been used to give lectures. Quantico FBI, she's not spot on. I'll be honest with you, I just don't know anything about that. I just never have been I've never experienced anybody that has been a psychic and all this other stuff that has led me to discover any evidence of a crime in my investigations. And all I've ever seen of this type of stuff has not been accurate enough for me to lean on it or believe in it, you might say. So I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's right. It's just that I don't know.
From a Christian standpoint, we are told in the Old Testament, God told Saul and them to stay away from soothsayers and mystics.
But we also know, though,
and I don't know anything about it.
But you also know that the Holy Spirit, we believe the Holy Spirit does
Holy
lead
Spirit
us.
does lead us. That's right.
But now, so I don't know about that. I'll be honest with you, I just don't know. But
what about her friend she was talking to before she went missing?
I'd love to talk to her and find out if I understand CBI has talked to her. That's what I understand. What I wanted to know, and I still ask this question, but no one has been able to tell me this, is were there any abuse in the house? Any verbal, domestic, mental, controlling, any abuse in their marriage? That's the only thing I'd like to know. That would tell a whole lot. And I think what I have been told, I have learned through my research is the lady that was on the phone with her the one time, and we've talked about this, that had invited her and the girls to go to Florida. She was in cancer treatment with her. She said that he came in and said, "You're not going anywhere." That's a controlling person. I could say that once to my wife, and she would actually laugh at me. Okay? So it's just, I would never tell my wife, "Oh, you're not going anywhere." That's crazy.
Well,
just,
he does say that my family taught donkeys to be stubborn.
I do. Uh, but, you know, I think that the phone situation, if they have her phone, it's wide open. If they can get the phone of the person she was talking to, they can find out what she said, you know?
They want to know about Beauty for Ashes wants to know about checking the drains for blood in the house or any kind of residue that might be there. And Linda said, or Sandra said, she must have been interviewed by Ellie. Why no public statement?
Well, you know, I know every one of us, including myself, would love for these people to come out. But if we, law enforcement does not want any information that they have to come out. They think it may hurt the investigation and it could cause the destruction of evidence. Now, the drains and stuff, I'm sure that they put luminol all around those sinks, and they may have went out to the where the septic tank uh, clean out is, take it off and spray down in there to find out if there's any luminol shows anything down in that portion. They could have even went down into the drains and did that if there was luminol hits inside the house, which I feel like the first search warrant probably had luminol hits. They swiped them for DNA, and then when they had the DNA hit, that's why they went back the second time. That's just my opinion to do further investigation. Um, the phone situation too. If Morgan turns over her phone and say Morgan has conversations on her phone with Barry or any other person talking about the situation over the disappearance, all of that can be gotten off on her phone. But now, if your phone, say they go back and they pull the history on Suzanne's phone, your text messages are not going to be on there. Only your the amount of text messages and the phone numbers you've called, but they don't keep a log of your text messages. Now, I don't know if any of y'all have seen the movie Snowden yet. Watch it. It will, even though I do not agree with what he did, it will kind of really make you open up your eyes, because it shows the government was doing at that time during his tenure at the FBI, with CIA, they were listening to every one of our text messages, all of our phone calls, all of our messages between friends, everything. Everything. They were listening to everything. So everything you text back then, everything you said to your mother, your daddy, or anything, they would listen to, and they key up they want to know if you said blah 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 words. They could tell who all said Bin Laden, who all said this, or who
What's the name
said
of the movie?
this. Snowden. It's Edward Snowden movie. Snowden. It's on Netflix right now. It will kind of give you an idea of what the government was involved in back then. It's Snowden. It's Showden.
Oh, I thought it was Snowden.
No, Snowden. Right, the movie is Snowden. It's about how he did everything and why he did it. And listen, I don't agree with him taking the action he did to steal secrets from our government. I'm not all about that. Even if they're wrong, I don't believe in you should steal it and let other countries have it. But it will really open up a lot of things that it'll really make you not trust your government. It really will. I thought the phone call with Barry Mormon says not going anywhere was at the beginning of the year. Text ended Saturday. Friend, yeah, I'm just saying that's the type of attitude he had towards her. It didn't matter if it was 2 years ago. I don't think you should ever talk to your spouse that way, like that. That just would not work in my household, and I don't think it'll work in most of your households where you've got this arrogant attitude towards your wife. I mean, I don't know who does that. You might say stuff in anger, but not. I mean, that is really, you're not talking to a child. You're talking to your partner. Uh, right now, according to the Bible, let's see.
That's to me.
All right, according to the Bible, I didn't feel, but just go can't find her, so I feel a little guilty. I picked some suspect pictures on the website. I don't know what that means. That's to you. And you know what's weird, and I'm sure that you'll feel this way too. Have you ever just talked about something in your house with your wife, and you're not got your computer on, maybe got your computer on, or you're sitting there, you're talking about something with your wife, and then the minute you click on Google, you get ads for that.
We were talking about life insurance one time.
Right, and you know what they said in Snowden, this movie, and I won't ruin it for you, but they said the government could turn on your camera anytime they wanted to, and the light wouldn't come on up there, and they could watch you whatever time you did it, and they were listening. Your TV and your phone and everything are listening at any time. And this is like Facebook and all that stuff. They are listening. They can be listening to us if we have our phone on and it's just sitting there next to us. They're taking all this information in. And it's just, I don't know. It's scary. It really is. Okay. Also, we know that he purchased a bunch of property since she went missing. To me, we talked about this, I think, in our last visit online. To me, it's weird that you go out and do all of this kind of stuff, but I don't know why. Somebody said it caught me off guard. I was reading this, it caught me off guard. Somebody says, how come my mustache is a different color than my hair? Like Tony says, I don't know. Everybody claims when I was working that I was dyeing my mustache, but I never have, I promise. It just is like that.
He's never had a date with Miss Clairol, y'all.
No,
I wouldn't let him.
I've had a mustache for probably all but 1 year of our marriage, and that's the honest God's truth. I've always wore one. I don't know why. I like it. Maybe I'd look. Everybody says I look younger without it, but I just never have shaved it.
Somebody said, I love that they're different colors.
Yeah, they are. They're kind of different colors.
All right, when I'm typing, I can't read all those, so I got to go back up.
He got a guardianship to sell the Indiana property, and we know how. We talked about that last time. He had to get his daughter to sign the guardianship because the father of Suzanne refused to. And don't you think that they were all saying, hey, not now. Barry, don't sell it right now. Let's wait and see if Suzanne comes back. Because we don't know exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to sell it. But they didn't know. Hey, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean that you aren't being watched. Yeah, hey, you watch that show, Snowden. They come back and tell me how paranoid you are. I was kind of real paranoid after that show.
I wondered why you kept running outside and trying to catch somebody around the house.
No, it's inside the TV.
That's why you wore that piece of foil on your head outside. God, now it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. He put his house up for sale. And, we talked about that. It's just so many things. I mean, we're not talking about years that she's been missing. We're not talking about that. We're talking about less than 7 months. Put your house up for sale.
Hey, Stephanie, at night when I turn my TV off in our bedroom before he comes to bed, I turn the TV off, and just about every other night I'll be almost asleep and the TV will come back on and then it'll go off.
And Thank you for that comment. And also, he
The
listed
tinfoil.
listed on the Airbnb, which I think is probably, I don't know. It's just beyond me. I can't
Oh,
get
I'm
that.
sorry.
I can't get that. And one of the biggest things I think too are, what's he doing for an income now? Where's he working? How's he making money? And if he says, "Well, I'm putting my house up for Airbnb," I don't believe that. I don't get that. How's he buy? I mean, he did get a bunch of money.
During your service, Tommy, have you ever
You
had
know,
have you ever had any run-ins with the cartel members during your service?
I have actually seen some of them. I mean, as far as Mexican mafia, Dixie mafia. Not. I mean, I've had people tell me he's supposed to be with the cartel. I don't have any personal workings. We were a little bit away from that area. We didn't have a huge Hispanic population. I'm sure that some of the people we put in jail were members. We worked our way up through the ladder from a guy that was supposedly smuggling from Mexico directly. So a lot of these, once it reached that level, we had turned it over to DEA or U.S. Customs or something like that. Um, who said that, by the way?
What?
That about the cartel?
I got to go back up. Somebody asked about it. I don't think he was a member.
No, I'm just. That's funny. Hey, and you know what's
I'm
really
sorry.
funny?
I can't.
Somebody said, "Oh, you're right. It'd be a lot more trouble if y'all didn't argue so much."
We're not
We're
arguing.
not
We're
arguing. We're
having
picking
fun.
at each other. We're not arguing. Believe me, we are not arguing. Because when she gets mad and wants to argue, she shuts up. She don't speak.
You ain't supposed to tell people our
Where
secrets.
where is he working? Does anybody know where he's working? He's supposed to got this license for this landscaping company, but is he currently on any job? Do we know that?
It's the Dixie Mafia.
What?
That's what Stitches said. It's Dixie.
Yeah, Dixie Mafia also. Yeah, Dixie Mafia used to be huge in the
Are they
Southeast.
real? I thought it was a joke.
No, Dixie Mafia was
Sorry,
huge,
guys. I thought that was a
huge
joke.
in the Southeast, and probably are still some active. You know. Yeah, and I had an email. Let me stop here and we'll cut to it because I heard a comment. I saw a comment. Had an email from and I won't say her name. She said, "How, if you call yourself a Christian, how can you put that kitty porn up on the screen involving those girls and shame those girls like you did? That putting a black stripe across their eyes is not enough. It's kitty porn. How is that kitty porn? I just want to know how they think that a girl in a bathing suit or a dress. I mean, sure, I'll be honest with you. If it was my girl, I would not approve of that dress like she had on out there. I've seen girls in bikinis that were a lot less and more revealing than what she was wearing. But, that's just the dad in me. I wouldn't want my daughter to be dressed like that. Not that it's bad or may not be bad to you, but I assure you that was not kitty porn. If that person that emailed me knew what kitty porn was, because I was in charge of a cyber crimes task force where these perverts, these no better word, but slugs of society dealt in that sort of thing all the time. That would be the furthest from kitty porn. Sure, it's not what I would consider the greatest thing to wear to a church camp or for my 17 or 19-year-old daughter to be running around in, but that's if their parents want to let them do it, and if you're 19 years old, you're an adult, if you want to do it, that's up to them. But that is not pornography. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody sends me anything like that, or somebody sends it to my email or tries to post it on here, you will be visiting from the FBI because I will report you. Okay? I'm not afraid to do that, and I will do that. I have no room and I have no leniency for somebody trying to put that kind of garbage in my email or on my screen.
Rebecca said, Rebecca said every time Mr. T says kitty, I hear kitty. She hears kitty.
Yeah.
So she's picturing cats.
Yeah. Well,
that was a good one.
Yeah, like Moses. Moses would not let me on the computer last night at all. He went up here and laid on my chest the whole time. Every time I'd put him down, try to get on the computer, he'd come back up and lay down on my chest. So I understand. I might be posting a kitty cat, but I'm not doing. We're not posting porn. That's just not going to happen.
They want to see our wedding pictures.
Oh Lord!
I know.
They won't
recognize
time ago. You wouldn't recognize me. I was skinny. Okay. Also, another thing is that that there's a rumor. There's a current rumor, and I'll just say right now, there's a current rumor that BM has got a girlfriend, a current girlfriend. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm looking into it. That's just all I say. I suppose they have a person that knows knows of what the girl's name is, and if we can find out who the girl is, I am going to try to contact them and see if they'll contact me. Might cause a little stir, but I am not afraid to cause a little stir. And no, Barry has not threatened me. However, I have had some people contact me that I feel like could have been Barry or might be his friends that have said some pretty threatening type tones. And I'm not worried about it. Tyson Draper had the talk with Barry, and we know that Barry told him about the mountain lion, put that story out there, and I understand that he's the one, he called his church, and the first thing he tells them is that a mountain lion got her. He didn't say, we're not sure. He said a mountain lion got her. So he was throwing that out there right away. And, but, and how his friend said the police already messed up the investigation. We know that he was putting up game cams during the Andy search with a shotgun on his shoulder. That, to me, I don't understand that. People trying to find your wife missing and you're putting game cams up with a shotgun. Katie said, so BM does have a girlfriend already. That is the rumor. We're not saying that is actually fact. I've heard that rumor the last broadcast. I sent a message to the person that supposedly knows who that person is, but haven't heard back yet. Let's see. So any questions? I mean, those are just a few. We could go on probably all night with all the different rumors and all the different facts that we know about this case. Does anybody have any questions about it?
Project Progressive, thanks. Tell your mom not to be a lurker, to get on in here. Start talking to us.
What was that?
Project Progressive says, thank you for being such a wonderful streamer. You and your missus provide a lot of entertainment for me and my mother. She tunes in daily for live stream. She's a lurker, LOL. Love you guys.
Okay, hold on one second here. I got a message from
I didn't send you a message.
wait a minute. That's crazy. You know, I just got a message from this person that had sent me that earlier, and he shows me a blurry picture with another blurry image on the picture. You know, unless you have close up images of a body, I don't need to see all that. I mean, I can go out here and pick up something, you know what I mean? I just don't, um, I don't get it, you know? You say you got pictures, and I know you're listening. If you say you got pictures, show them to me. I can take it. I'm a big boy. All right, my wife's telling me, I can see you on camera telling me that.
That means I can't
Yeah,
do.
right. You were telling me to stop.
I was just saying,
Well,
you're good.
I'm good. They're pictures of supposedly what he's pointing out is supposedly a body in the woods. I don't see it. I just see a blur in the woods, which could be a down deer, uh, could be a pig, could be a piece of tarp, could be anything. You know, I want to see. I want to see some. If the thing is, this person, I know he's listening. There's no doubt he's listening. What he says is he's got pictures that made him sad. He made him cry. I want to see those pictures. I think I've been doing this in law enforcement long enough that I have seen all kinds of pictures of everything. And it's like I said, pictures never bothered me. The smell of a crime scene sometimes had made me sick. And I'm not talking about not the ordinary, but like bad crime scenes.
Is that somebody sending you messages?
I don't know. We'll see here.
Okay.
I think I'm going back over here and see. No, he's
lots of trolls and rumors last few days, and yet not a single soul can back them up.
Who said that?
Venus.
Well, hold on just a minute.
Yes, thumbs up, please, if you haven't already.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna go over here. Anthony's on the other computer. Let me see if Tony is. Let me see if I can run over here and get him to come in and say hello here. Y'all give me just a minute here. If y'all would like to see him tonight, it's been a day or two here since I've seen him.
Oh my goodness, you're sneezing again?
All right, I've invited Tony to come in.
Tony.
If he will. We'll see if he comes in here. We'll have three of us on here. But you're right, Phoenix. Was that Phoenix that said that? A lot of speculation. Listen, I'm going to make a major prediction. I think that Draper Brothers and everybody will look around the end of January for something to happen on this case, for them to be real movement.
Thanks,
because
Julie.
When Julie, thank you very, very much. And truck driver, thank you very much, Julie. We appreciate it. You be careful out there driving a truck. I'm telling you what, all that snow, and I see these trucks slipping and slipping around. Be very, very careful. I worry about you now that I know that. But I'll make a prediction that at the end of January, some major movements in this case will be made, whether a grand jury will be impaneled or something, because you're you're going to see it, but you're not going to see it. I don't think you're going to see it as long as the outgoing DA, is there, because the outgoing DA is what they call a lame duck. They do not want to get involved in any big cases that might run on for. If this case were to go to grand jury and there were arrests made, you can see this going to be from 6 months to a year before it goes to trial. Why? Because there's just so much evidence. And you never know if, let's just say, you don't know if there is, if the police know where there is a body. We say, well, if they know where there's a body. Oh, here's Tony. Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Oh,
Good.
hold on a minute. You gotta let me put on earphones.
Okay.
I don't see Tony.
He's there. He'll be there in just a second.
There he is. Hey,
He had to
Tony.
go. He had to go for a minute to get some earphones.
Hey.
Glad to see you. Glad to see you back with us. Everybody says hi, Tony. Gracie. I don't think with this thing, they may know where the body is, but I'm talking about Suzanne Morphew. They may know where the body's at, but they can't get to it until spring. Or it may be in a place where they're waiting for the new DA to come in before they do another search warrant. I just don't know. I'm hearing some rumors out there, but I'm not going to comment on them right now. Says, why does BM just say where Suzanne is to have a new woman get on with your life? Well, if Barry says where she's at, she ain't going to get on nothing. He's going to prison.
Yeah.
I lost your voice there, Tony.
Come on, Tony.
I don't hear you, Tony. Did you mute yourself? No, you're muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
For some reason, when I plug the headset up, it turns me off or I can't talk. No, what I was trying to say is I was typing in the comment section when y'all were talking earlier about that case. I know that we've talked about this before, but the key thing that I was really looking at, and I still feel very strong about, the concrete scenario with the dogs hid in that area. And you had the elderly lady that witnessed the fact that there was construction machinery working over there in that area that evening. That in itself was just like a red flag. And then, yes, I know that they supposedly went into the concrete area, but anybody and everybody knows it's listening.
Yeah, and though
we're in a large area of concrete, if you bust up just a section, that don't necessarily mean that well, okay, now we can rule this out.
Yeah, another thing too is I'm not sure if something maybe he put. Just think somebody put a body there and then panicked and went back there and dug it up when you hear that noise,
right?
And then got it out of there. So dog alerts on it, the concrete. They go in and dig it up, and it's nothing there.
Brittany said, "Why not dig up the concrete?"
Well, the house is sitting on top of it now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, so the where that's at, it would really be a very large act of Congress, so to speak, to get that done now.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's say he's both.
And that might very well be, let's just say for the sake of the argument, whoever that might have done something and put someone there, they'll probably act a whole lot more relaxed now and carefree about their day-to-day life if they feel like that, one, the area's already been searched and they didn't find anything and now a house is built.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mention what you're doing, what you're going to be doing. Have you already established that project you're in?
No, I have not.
Okay, why don't we talk about that later, and we'll bring it up at another
Are
time.
you teaching dance classes?
No.
I'm yeah. I've got the email location and all that stuff, but I hadn't actually set up the thing to try to do what I'm wanting to do.
Okay, well, just a little hint to y'all, and we'll be sharing it down the road. Tony's going to get a channel started himself, and he wants to talk about a whole lot of different things that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in. And when that happens, we'll put it out there. We'll get it out on exactly what it is, and I would at that time I'm going to ask everybody to uh, is it Stitchy Widgets? Welcome, new member. I appreciate it. But he is going to have a channel, and it's not going to be crime per se or missing people. It's going to be something entirely different, but he'll be good at it, I promise. And we will get into that when he is actually got everything ready to go for sure. But I wanted
I do want to bring up something right quick.
Okay.
If you'll notice, my mustache and everything kind of matches up here.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about that. No.
His mustache is brown too. But
That's what I said.
You know,
we're brothers. You know, we kind of have.
There you go. You're brown.
Well, then you're not teaching dance if y'all are brothers.
Yeah, because I can't dance. What did you say here? Trolls, rumor. Venus, you said to clarify. Let me see. Clarify, I meant that Brent guy claiming that he knows where the body is on top of a hill when I said trolls, rumors. That's not false. Well, you know what? Since you brought it up, Venus, Mr. Brent has not given me any information that I can verify. So I call it rumor myself. But if you know, Venus, if you know different, then why don't, it is false. I think it is false. I think it is muddy in the water myself. People are saying, oh, it's a psycho guy down there that killed all these people near the Arizona border. Well, come on, people. Do you think he went up there on this road out in the middle of nowhere that you cannot see from the highway and picked that one road to go and do something to Suzanne? I think that's about as far-fetched as her getting run over by a water buffalo out there. It's just not going to happen. I don't think that, people can tell you anything. It's just like my email from this guy. He says he's got pictures that'll make you cry of a body and of possibly Suzanne. Well, I asked him to share it and he refuses to. So and you can say anything you want. I can say all that. I said right up, and I tell y'all right up here, I consider it horse manure. It just is nothing. It's not real. You can point it at little pictures on the side of your maps. They're blurred out. That could be anything. I can go on the map on Google Earth right now and go to India or go to Alabama and find something out there that looks like a body in the woods. It's not going to be a body. It could be anything, But telling me you got pictures that'll make you cry and that I can't take it. Come on, people. It's like, Tony, what I said. I can look at any picture in the world, no matter how gross it is, and it's not going to make me sick. I'll say I've never had it make me sick. Now, if I go into a crime scene and the smell's out there and it's living it, yes, I have been sick. Tony has seen me sick. but it's.
That's what I was about to say.
I have been there. We have
I
been
can
there in
remember.
real life, where you're talking about you're dealing with trauma and blood and guts and people's legs being knocked off and screaming and hollering pain and stuff. That's different than seeing a picture. And if he thinks a picture is going to be something that's going to make me where I can't handle it, then I don't know what he's talking about, and I really don't believe he ever has it. That's just my opinion.
Yes, that's true. Progressive said it. Some smells you never forget.
That's right, exactly.
Ugh.
You never can forget a dead person's smell if you've ever smelled
Or the
it
smell
before.
of pot. When I was in 6th grade, that teacher lit up the police officer that came to our classroom. He lit a joint in our classroom and said, "If you smell this smell, get the heck out of Dodge."
Well, unfortunately, I didn't follow those directions when I was in high school.
I did. I was a good girl.
I know what that. I was a child of the 70s.
No, 60s.
70s. I went to high
You
school
were
in the
20-something
70s.
years old in the 70s.
I was.
Yeah, you remember he didn't graduate high school in the 60s. He had to stay an extra couple of years.
Oh, yeah, he
graduated
had
in
to
the
stay
60s. Yeah. Y'all ganging up on me tonight now. That ain't right.
Oh, bless his heart.
Hey, I got this thing. I can remove y'all right
Ooh,
now. There you go.
That's a threat, Tony.
I'm in control right now. Narcissistic. Yeah.
Okay. Something happened. Let's see.
What? Wait a minute. What is this? Dusty Draper filmed himself punching and beating a baby multiple times. I don't believe that. Come on now. Dusty, come on now. I don't believe that. Dusty, you saying Dusty Draper?
No, don't even give it time.
No, that's that. I don't believe that.
Nope. Don't even give him time of day.
No. Where's he at?
I already did it.
Put him in timeout too.
York-born Medina. Yes.
There's a reason World War I trenches were so hard to smell. Yeah, I would say so too.
Okay.
It was a bobcat. Oh, somebody said from overseas, I read one of the posts. I was going through my reading today when I was preparing for this. Believe it or not, I do prepare.
Okay.
And they said, somebody said, well, what's a bobcat? I've been hearing he's got a bobcat. What's a bobcat? All of y'all know what a bobcat is, don't you?
It's one of those things that go around in the woods.
No, it's a thing you sit in. It's got the little shovel thing at the front, and it's just a small excavator, basically.
Right.
All right.
Looks like about the size of a mule, but a little bit bigger.
There you go. How about the rock wall in the beach area? Cadaver dogs hit on, and Morgan talked about. Do you think the scent was from the bobcat moving Suzanne? It could have been, but I don't think, a dog is not 100%. I do not believe in any way that she is buried in either one of those sites. Because...
A mini digger. Oh, York, I knew what a bobcat was. I'm sorry. I was teasing Tommy.
Because if I was going to... skid steer, yeah. If I was going to bury someone that I had done harm to, I wouldn't put her anywhere around any dig that could be brought back to me.
Why you say her?
Or him.
You planning something I don't know? I'll quit making cookies, I promise.
Yeah, I told her yesterday, I said, Medina, I love your cookies. I really do. And Christmas, but please, for me, stop making them. Because I'm gaining too much weight.
Katie says if Suzanne is under the concrete with the house on it, what are they going to do?
I don't think she's there, to be honest with you. I think that she might have been, or something might have been there. but at one time, but I don't think she's there. Why put a body in a location that you're doing work at? Think about that. If you're doing work there and there's a body there,
It's
you're
been
the guy
done
to put
before.
her there. Put it there. He's in Colorado. He's got tons of places he can put a body.
Okay, so
Tons.
what's your
It's
theory?
been done before.
Yeah, it has been done before. I don't think so. I think that they're going to find her. I think they may even know where she's at now, but snow's there, and the fact is they don't have the right DA in office. I think I'll make a prediction she will be found, but I think the police are holding a lot of this stuff close to the vest. If she's in a place now buried, say, and they know for a fact that she's buried there, and there's snow there. They got 30 days till a new DA gets in there or less. I don't know. Now, if they don't have the bodies, like I said, it's not impossible to try a case without a body, a murder. It's not impossible. You can do it.
We have rumors in the area where we are that there is a body buried underneath some concrete of a big building.
Yeah, we have a missing person in my area here that her boyfriend or a friend that supposedly killed her is a son of a wealthy person in the area, and that the body is buried underneath a concrete slab. And supposedly, during the investigation of this, police had this information and did a ground penetrating radar and didn't pick up anything, and that's why it was never tore up. So rumors.
So everybody keeps saying Suzanne needs to be found, and at this point, I think that the only person that can reveal where she is God. And the Bible tells us that his eyes go to and fro through all the earth, that he knows where everything is. He can uncover those things that are hidden. He can bring to light those things in the dark, and he can shout from the rooftop the things that he wants to. So she can be found, and so can these others. I told Tommy today, this is something that bothers me. Everyone's so invested in Susan Morphew, but what about Echo?
Yeah.
Same day.
Julie, thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Daniel
from Daniel
Muscat,
criminal attorney at law.
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Shalom. I thought so. Thank you.
I have some Jewish blood in me, believe it or not. And I was in my DNA. It showed up Jewish blood. And I was talking to some people in Israel about it, and they said, "Welcome to the tribe." So, awesome. Very much so. I think that it's going to take somebody confessing to avoid being prosecuted for murder. I think it's going to take someone
well, that's a good idea, Tina. Tina's got if he a hunter, she could be buried close to his deer stand where he can watch deer cams for survey whenever he needs to. I hadn't heard that one.
That's a very good idea. And he still could do that. They've got these deer cams now that will broadcast a signal over a cell phone. So you could bury something here, put a deer cam up here. Anybody gets in that area, boom, it tells you right then. So that's a very good idea. Yeah, Echo, but let me just tell you about Echo, right? Things with Echo. Echo is being investigated, and I've got a close friend that's doing a lot of that, and things are going to come out about that investigation. I'm just not wanting to say anything right now. They've asked me not to, in fact, So I'm gonna let them come in here in a day, maybe next week, and they'll have some more information. I don't think, I would hope that she's found alive, but the longer people are missing, you know,
But there's something funny about that neighbor.
yeah.
So she could still be alive.
Say here, Barry's lawyer friend at the university probably advised him to hand out those flyers for Suzanne. He always been looking over his shoulders. I didn't know that he had a lawyer. I'm telling you, if he had a lawyer to begin with, if he would have had a lawyer to begin with, I think that he would not have allowed him to be interviewed on the news. I think that's going to eventually come back to haunt him.
Well,
Here's
sorry.
3 separate women, similar physical age profiles, missing Colorado, relative same time. Well, I looked at all the women in the area that are missing about the same time, and they've got other factors that fit into their lives. One's a homeless woman down in Colorado Springs. One had a domestic situation with an ex-boyfriend. One of them, there's situations that do not point to the same circumstances as Suzanne. And the biggest thing I think with Suzanne is if she would have been driving down the 4-lane highway down there or a 2-lane road where cars could see her go by, then I might say, okay, fine, somebody saw her, watched her go on the trail, picked her up or whatever. But she was, if she was on her bike, which I don't think she was, but if she was, then she would have been off the road. There's that road. They said, even Barry said, there's not, 2 or 3 cars and a whole day go down that road. Mostly people that live there. And the fact is, I think it happened during that night when they were on the phone. She was on the phone to her friend about the wedding. And here's another thing. They both were supposed to be home that day for a virtual wedding. Now, why would he go up there to supposedly get his crews ready to go where he didn't have a permit? They said there was no permit pulled on that job, and you got to have a permit. And the next day was a day they couldn't have worked anyway because it was a holiday. So why would he run up there to this place to supposedly do this job where he didn't have a permit when he was supposed to be in a virtual wedding that day on Mother's Day? See, I just don't get it. I don't think it's right, and I don't get it. And I think a bunch of this stuff.
And the job he was supposed to do wasn't supposed to take much time anyway.
Right.
Biggest thing that you could do is you rule out all of the absolutes that are impossible or impossible.
Yeah, let me say this, Tony. Project Progress, what you said was something about Dusty that I don't believe is true. And why would you say something about a man that's just nothing but a good person that he then just beating a kid? So I don't want to hear that kind of stuff on my channel because I don't believe it to be true. That's why you were in timeout.
Did Project say it?
Yes.
I don't think it was.
Yes, he did.
Did he? Okay, I'm sorry. I missed it because I was wondering why. I didn't see Project say it.
If he didn't say it, then I didn't read it right. Is that correct? You did say that? Isn't that correct?
I like what Katie Higgins just said.
Why would he work on Mother's Day with their 3 daughters not there for a special day that does not make sense? Yeah, I agree 100%.
All these stories and all the little speculations.
Okay, Project, if it wasn't you, I apologize. Somebody said it was Daddy's Daddy's Princess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Project. I apologize. I was wrong, and it will not happen again. Please forgive me.
That's why I asked who timed him out.
It's my fault. I apologize.
I took up for you, Project.
Yes, I'll hear about that later. So
But we need to put
please
you in
forgive
timeout.
me.
We need to put you in timeout.
Yeah, let me put him in timeout.
Yeah, put me in timeout. Project, I do apologize. And no, it was not about that. I thought you said something which it was not you, it was somebody else, and it was my fault. And I am sincerely sorry. I hope you will accept my apology. I sincerely mean it. It was the other guy, which should have been in timeout. He was coming. Been too long.
No, that was some private. It's not private, but
you say it's private conversation. See my way out.
No,
your AV conversation. I should see my way out.
I didn't say that.
Okay. Should I take you out of here and let you talk? Let me and Tony talk.
Go right ahead. Take me out.
No.
No, really, you can take me out. I'm talking.
Okay. So.
Bye. I'll still be here, but bye.
All right. Just our big ugly faces here.
What did you say about me?
I said me and Tony. Okay, well, I was trying to read here, but I hope that I apologize, Project. I didn't know that. I will probably ban that other person because that was unnecessary.
Yeah, poor Project.
What he said. And I am sorry, Project. Man, I feel so bad now.
You should.
Yeah, I do. I feel bad.
Miss Swift said, poor Project.
Said, oh, did you see Maria? She said, be nice to Tony.
Not Tony. It's Project. Tony's fine.
Tony's fine.
Did you say something to Tony now?
No, I'm sorry. My gosh. No, the other person that
I'm kidding.
Dairy Princess or Daddy Princess, he said that Daddy Princess said that Dusty
don't say it.
Anyway, that did something that wasn't true. Okay? Right. Sorry asking me. That's what I said.
To recap what I think your show was basically started with this evening about Suzanne and the case. One thing that we need to look at is we need to look at absolutes, and then we need to look at things that you could rule out as not possibility. You could rule out.
I'm getting an echo from you, Tony. Hold on just a minute. Let me go.
It's like he's buffering.
If you go to your settings and go in the settings there at audio, I've got edit cancellation on. I've got echo cancellation on, but I don't.
Look what Shirley said.
What did Shirley say? Hi, Tony. The more.
No.
Miriam.
Shirley.
Are you?
What did you say?
Are you our eye candy? Y'all gonna give these boys a big hand.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back on track.
You called it.
Can you hear me?
I got an echo, Tony. I don't know why. Do you have your?
I was trying to say.
All right. Everybody else is saying no echo out here.
Still on the table. Okay. Project said he's okay. He was confused.
Okay.
He said he was saying there's a possibility. Is there a possibility that SM could still be alive? Could that still be on the table? I wouldn't think so now.
I don't know. Let me do this too, though. Maui said this. Before you do, you need to spend time 15 years, jail 15 years ago, and I'm sure why. Look it up. Your relative, he did the time and turned his life around. What? Who are you talking about,
Brit-
Maui?
Brittany said Tony's face turned red.
What
All right.
was the question, Dana?
Could Suzanne still be alive?
The only way that Suzanne, in my opinion, is still alive is she left on her own.
And she's in hiding.
I don't think that's it, though.
No, because her dad's died since then.
Yeah, I think she would have been up there at her dad's, or I just don't why, you know. Yeah, the psychic, I understand that, but we just don't need to bring up. Dusty has changed his life around, turned his life around, and I don't want to get into on here. That's not what this channel's about.
That's not what we're about.
You know, I'm not, look, I'll be honest with you. I got a friend that did, I think he did 14, 15 years in prison for drugs. And that was something that I am totally against, the hardcore drugs. But he totally changed his life, totally. And he now is a great Christian guy. I consider him very trustworthy. He has a key to my house, my business. I would trust him with anything of mine. And he's just a really great guy. Now, it doesn't mean you cannot change your life. That's it. We just don't. I'm not going to hash out things here about other creators. I'm not going to do it.
Brittany said, could she be held against her will somewhere? See, I think Echo could be.
Well, we're talking about
But Suzanne, I don't know.
Suzanne,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, there has not been any type of ransom demand. I don't think so. I unfortunately, in this case, I think she is deceased at the hands of someone she knows. And that's about the only thing I'm going to say. Well, everybody knows here what my opinion is on this, and it's purely my opinion. But I think it came out of domestic abuse situation, and there may have been underlying issues. Money plays into it. There's been a lot of money gathered in their household since she died. Sale of a farm, sale of a house, sale of property, buying property, just a lot of money flowing around. And there is some things that I have heard about that possibly will be brought up. We're trying to confirm them right now. Go ahead there, Tony.
I was wanting to talk about the absolutes of the case versus the improbable.
Sorry.
The absolutes of the case are pretty much this. You in fact know that the story doesn't add up, for sure. You know that the bike story doesn't add up. The animal attack doesn't add up. You do have a witness, though, that stipulates the machinery working that night. You do have a former employee that stated that the job was supposed to have been done at a very minimal amount of time, and the job was not a pressing issue or an event. You had a date that was taking place, other things of importance that obviously are more important to go on than what that was. Then there was the issue of this hotel room need that maybe it wasn't necessarily needed there, the strong smell of bleach and all this other stuff. So all those, you've got to reach out into the case, and you have to look at the absolute versus the things that don't, or you could not articulate it. So that's where we need to be looking at when we're looking at this kind of a case.
And also, what was said, you can convict somebody without a body. It's circumstantial evidence, but you can do it. If you can if they found something in that house or somewhere that would lead somebody to think somebody had to die during this because of this much blood, or this person would never run off, and all the indications are that she is deceased, and this person through all the evidence shows that he did it, then they can try somebody without a body.
Right.
Thank you again for that
I'll be right back.
donation. We do appreciate that very much. Julie, we do appreciate that.
Yes, that's right, Jukes. Lots of things are strange in this case. And unfortunately, I'd say probably 85 to 90% of murders are homicides that are investigated or, in fact, have strange twists to them. Some are absolutes by means of, let's say, a drug deal goes bad and even somebody gets it on camera at a gas station and all this other kind of stuff, then you know what took place and all that. But you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And Project, you did say that, yeah, she could be something to bargain for, but there have not been any indications of a kidnapping or ransom demands. And he's spending, Barry's spending money so much that if he needed to pay a ransom, he's not showing any evidence of trying to save any money for sure. And everybody says the girls' camp with the church was kind of suspicious because COVID restrictions during that time in Colorado were so restrictive. And so that in itself was very suspicious. And if these pictures that we discussed were around that same time, it's suspicious too.
What is the firefighter's name?
Michael Chambers.
Oh.
That's right. The chlorine in the house and the motel.
Yeah. I tell you, what you may try, Tony, is probably what I would say for you to do, is get you a mic. This is something like I have here. It's not an expensive mic, and you put it on your table and just use your headphones to listen in, and it does a good job, especially if anybody else is in the room.
You couldn't hear me when I plugged up my headset. Is that not correct?
No, I still got, right now you're still in and out.
Why? Oh, Brittany wants to know.
I'm going to put it on again and let's see if it'll work.
Okay.
Brittany wants to know, why would the neighbor call? How would the neighbor know to call?
Well, the girls reported supposedly that I can't hear you, Tony, at all. Nope. Is there a turn on for that mic on that headset?
Did he forget to turn his headset on?
I don't know. The girls called the house, couldn't get a hold of their mother. Barry calls the neighbor. Neighbor goes over and checks. All the cars are there. She comes back. Hey, all the cars are there. He says, well, can you go over and check if the bicycle's there? That's who started the bicycle story. Go ahead. Still don't have you. Can you say something, Tony?
Okay. Julie said it came to my mind that maybe she was hiding because the girls are so happy. Could it be possible?
Can you hear me now?
Anything's possible. Yeah, I can hear you some there.
Okay. I changed the setting in it to see if it would work at that time.
Changed the setting, turned it on.
Yeah. No, it was programmed to pick up my microphone on the computer and not the microphone right here.
Okay, you're still kind of in and out there, though. I don't know why that is.
Read what Brittany said.
Old-fashioned, but I wouldn't go to church camp trip dressed the way those girls supposed to.
She said, call me old-fashioned, but I wouldn't go to a church camp trip dressed the way those girls supposedly did.
Yeah, I agree.
Miss Swift said it best when she was asking a while ago, did I plug it in the wrong hole? What it really is there's a short between the seat and the mic.
All right. Well, we're running here at an hour and 45 minutes, so this is the longest one we've done yet.
Okay, time out.
Go
Stick
ahead.
around. You're going to love the video at the end.
Yeah, we did a little video at the end. Want to show you the pups and some
And
kids.
Jukes, I'm not here for any particular reason.
Okay, well,
I'm
hang
just
around here. I will be giving you a call probably tomorrow, or you can call me later. We'll talk about something you can do for that.
Thumbs up, everyone. And remember, they can email us.
Sure.
Tell them.
You can email us at themissinglivestream@gmail.com if you have anything or if you want to share anything, and I will get back with you and follow up if possible. And if you could give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it doesn't matter. We'd love to have thumbs up, but if you feel like giving me a thumbs down, then I will accept it. And let me get over here to the video here, and we'll go out with it, and then we'll go out with I don't know, may just go out with this. Let me get down to it here.
Real Gone Adventures. You can go back and watch it. It's pretty good. Mama Bear, yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes,
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hoping next year is better than this year.
You say hello.
Hi.
We're going to put you on TV tonight. There you go. Call Maggie over there. They love Maggie.
Maggie.
This is Jax, the one that gives a shout out every once in a while. Yeah, and they love kitten dogs. They have big dogs at home, so this is not unusual for them. But I wanted y'all to see how this dog reacts to children.
Go.
She just loves these children. Oh, she's down. She's down. She says, I'm going to give her sugars.
Can you say Maggie?
Maggie is in love with this little girl.
Say Maggie. Maggie.
Where's Maggie?
Is this Maggie? Is that Maggie? Yeah.
Yeah? Y'all look at her. She just loves this baby. Maggie, don't give her kisses in the mouth. This is Crimson.
You say hi?
Crimson.
Look, tell 'em hi.
Crimson.
Hey.
Look here. Say Merry Christmas.
Hey. You say Merry Christmas? Say hey. Hi.
She got it stuck under her arm. You say hello.
Hi.
We're going to put you on TV tonight. There you go. Call Maggie over there. They love Maggie.
Maggie.
This is Jax, the one that gives a shout out every once in a while. Yeah.